Today we are going to take a look at the Cricut Joy Xtra and these colors of smart material: orange, purple, green, and white. I'll start by going to Design Space and clicking on the canvas. I'm going to add a shape and I'll choose a square. I'm making a small sign today, so when I add my square, I will change its dimensions to match the sign. It's not equal on both sides, so I'll click the unlock button and then I will change the width, and after that I will change the height. With that complete, I will go up to my operation and change this box into a guide. I will now design within my guide, and to start I'll go into my images and I'll search for a square. The difference between the square in the shapes and the square here is that there are multiple designs. I'm going to scroll until I find the one I like, and I've settled upon this one. I'll add it onto my canvas and then I'll resize it. Once it is sized, I will try to center it, but there's an easier way to do it. I will select both layers, both the guide and the square in the layers panel, and I will go up to align and I will choose center down at the bottom. This makes sure that it is perfectly square in the middle. Next, I will add some text onto my canvas. I'm going to write days until, and then I will add another text box and write out the word Halloween. I've placed the words where I want them, and I've chosen my font. If you're curious, you can see here, it's called Starry Nights. I went back to images and found some skulls that I liked, but I want these squiggles, the dots, and the skulls to be a different color, so I've selected it and I've gone to my contour button. Anything I want gone from the image, I will click here. You can see when I close the contour tool, everything I have clicked will have disappeared. I will continue on with this with my other skulls, and then I will change the colors until I'm happy with what I have. I'm happy with my colors, so I will select a skull and put it in position. It's a little large, so I will scale it down. This is just the beginning of the look that I'm going for. I've scaled this skull down, but it's not quite the same. I'll fix that all later. In the meantime, I do want to add more, so I'll go back to my images, get rid of the word skeleton, and type in the word Halloween. This will be my final look. You can see it here. My sign is black, so I need to change the color of the cauldrons to white so that they stand out. And with that complete, we can begin to cut. When working with the Cricut Joy Xtra, all of the prompts to make sure your materials cut will be found on your computer in Design Space. After you've chosen your base material, you will load the material into the Cricut Joy Xtra, and it will measure to make sure you have the appropriate length. Once it's done cutting, you will click the unload button that pops up in Design Space, and you can then move on to your next color. As you can see here, I did speed up this video. We didn't need to watch it in its full entirety. But remember, when using smart materials, it is a quicker cut. Smart material is also extremely easy to weed. You can see here I've just pulled up the corner. I don't necessarily need to use my pick in this case, but I have these little squiggles, so I'll pull them back and I'll keep going. Once I get past my little squiggles and I get into the word Halloween, you'll see how much quicker it does actually go with smart materials. So here we are. Look how easy it is to weed this material. I'm just pulling it away. I'm not working hard. Nothing is lifting at all. This is a dream to work with. I've pulled out my transfer tape and I'm ready to make my sign. I've cut a piece to go over my smart material here, and I'm going to make sure I apply pressure on not only the front of this, but on the back as well. So you can see here I've flipped it, and I'm also giving it a nice amount of pressure, and then we can pull it away from the transfer tape. So this backwards way is the way I like to do it. The material is face down and I'm just pulling away with ease. Our material came up with no problems at all, and now we can put it onto our sign. For this, I'm just going to best guess the middle, and I think I did a pretty good job. My sign is complete. I can pull out my chalk and start my countdown. There's only 8 days until Halloween. Are you ready? If you have any questions about this video or these materials, please let me know. And thanks so much for watching.